Всем добрый вечер, дамы и господа. Сегодня у нас продолжение вампиреныша, как всегда. Пройдемся по заданиям. Ну, скорее всего, уже надо бы не только допки делать и выздоравливать районы, но еще и это. Пойти по основной сюжетке. Нужно чуть-чуть форсировать, а то уже, как говорится, задержались на этой игрушке. Даже та же самая Кена появилась позднее, но закончилась раньше, как вы видите. Здрасте. Вы кто? Откуда я знаю, что это мисс Прайс?
Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
А у тебя состояние... О, хороший, молодец, молодец. Не придется тратиться. А нас не спится?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
Молодец какая.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can.
Ой.
But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
Ну, не поспоришь.
What can
Что
you
вам
tell me
известно?
about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
У вас нет
Have you
друзей?
no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
А кто же это Камилия? Давайте. О,
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
такс.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Do you
А
ever
вы
think
о браке
about getting
задумывались?
married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
А я ничего не сказал, да.
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes, a very strange man, not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books, and then laughed at what we showed him.
Я тебя
Goodbye,
понял.
Carol.
Ну, деловая девочка, деловая. Ты куда? А ну,
Good
куда
evening,
ты
Miss
спать?
Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
Ля!
May I look at your...
It's always...
Прямо интересно стало. На шиллинг дешевле? Серьезно? Это твое самое лучшее? Ах, тысяч. Тысяч. Такс. Ах ты ж это. Серьезно, самая лучшая цена это у тебя вот на Шиллинг дешевле? Купить несколько, давай. Давай. Все закупаем. Кинин. Давай, все, давай поговорим.
Good evening, Miss.
You know.
У тебя здоровье? О, здорово.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Угу. Я настолько изменился, что ли?
Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Ля, подкаты, подкаты.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
Ля, какие подкаты идут. Прям слишком сильная.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life. Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
О-оу. О-оу. Кэрол в опасности.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now, but she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid.
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Угу. Неопытность
Why would
опасна,
her
что ли?
innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price, especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
Угу. А что скажешь про Алоисию
Do you know
Доусона?
Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Ага. Вот оно как.
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
У него все меньше и меньше шанса быть вампиром. Ну, хотя я и уже решился, что ему не стать вампиром, но все же.
I am glad to see you.
Да мы только что говорили, какое ты рада. Ты чё? Забываешь, с кем говорила? О, здрасте. А вы кто?
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Не знаю, говорить, что я оттуда или нет. Давай, я сам по
I'm
себе.
here on my own, sir. I have no official appointment other than my desire to save lives.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
Хе-хе-хе. Смешно. Давайте. А что вы знаете о
What can
районе?
you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
Какой
What
убийца?
killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
Да ладно. Есть и такие люди. А
And
что
what
с
about the
эпидемией?
epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
А зачем вы здесь на самом деле?
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
И вы хотите сказать, что вы один?
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
Хи-хи.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Меня прикалывает, как он сверху вниз смотрит на всех. Хи-хи. Почему вы
Why are
работаете
you
ночью-то?
investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
М. М.
Does the name Fergal ring a bell? Fergal Bancher.
Of course it does. Fergal Bancher, the butcher of Galway, hung in Dublin in 1857 for murdering more than 20 men with his bare hands. Why are you so interested in dead criminals, sir?
Да нет, нормально. А что за убийца появился в
Tell
городе?
me
Это?
all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
А, вот оно как. А что скажешь про
Do you know
Алодию-то?
anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just one phone call.
А о вашем
What are you
расследовании что скажете?
investigating exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise Teasdale. It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kamura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do
Это
you
я
have any
ее
idea
нашел?
where she could be?
No. But I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but
Так я же ее нашел.
for such an investigation.
Да.
What are you?
I haven't.
Tell me.
She's a.
Do you?
No.
Так я же ее нашел. Так я же ее именно и
Goodbye,
нашел.
Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Да, будь уверен, мы поговорим. Такс. Хи-хи-хи. Мы нашли новое убежище. И нужно залутать тут все. Ладно, не нужно залутать тут все. Ты куда? Нет, не надо нам, да? А нам нужно вот сюда. Шиллинги. Шиллинги это хорошо. Опа-на. Все. Выносливость. Все. Так, идем вот это. Вот по всему как минимум 3 есть. Идем разбирать вот это. Перебрать. Все. Так, тут это никак. Ну, 4, в принципе. Давай, 4. И все. В принципе. Можно бы уже и лечь. А потом познать, что происходит в этом мире. Такс. 2700. Не, нельзя лечь. 2700 это мало. Или нет? 3000. Ну да, в принципе нельзя еще лечь. Тут 4 вообще. Полторы. Ладно. Идем изучать данный округ. Я вот думаю, а можно ли зайти, чтобы быстро избавиться от данного задания, зайти к Алозии и убить его? Ой, я опять к вам. А там что? Мне прям интересно, что там. Опа, на сопротивление. А ловко вы это придумали. Эй! Уворачивайся. Здрасте. Давай мне крошку. Ой. В смысле? Давай, бенч. Хи-хи-хи-хи. Все, доволен? Доволен своими действиями? Вот и не благодари. Такс. А тут кто у нас? О. Давайте узнаем, что там. А потом пойдем к особняку. А у вас тут что-то? О, я открою. Все, спасибо. Минус одна дверь, которая мне мешала оттуда прийти. Давай, все, класс. Теперь можно спокойно гулять по всем районам, потому что вот тут вот вход открыт, остался там. Вот это я сказанул динамичненько, прям всех воодушевил, всех, аж я воодушевился. Сарказм. Такс. Я одновременно и доволен вот этим навыком троечкой, и не очень. Наверное, на максималках она прикольная, потому что призвал на боссе, либо на группу, и все, и вуаля, все готово. Такс. Ну ладно, заходим в особняк. Такс, здрасте.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains.
Угу.
Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Такс. Ну, а если я не готов сделать аллозию этим вампиром? Что, я могу прийти его убить или как? Или если я пришел, нужно делать его вампиром? А что у нас за газета? Угу.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Ну да, нужно запомнить это. С инспекторами лучше держать ухо востро, потому что в конце могут меня во всем обвинить. И сказать, ну вот, ты сделал, ты отвечай. А ты по факту просто людей хилил и вампиров убивал. Ну, и еще этих. Фанатиков, шизиков. Так, Салози, ты внизу. Я тебя понял. Давай, я тебя сначала... А я хочу его убить. Все, и... Впервые будет убийство гражданина. Чтобы забрать у него что? Правильно, ключ. Ключ от сейфа. Так. Сначала я золотаю, у тебя все? Чё-то какой-то ты не богач. Опять сейф какой-то. Сколько у тебя сейфов-то? Здравствуй, Алози.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
И что? Мы можем
So
подождать
I'm going to
немного.
end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold. So cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Ну, я не хочу. Все. А как?
Let's move on.
Please, I'm cold and tough.
But first, before you
Ой.
embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
Извиняюсь,
That's a
я
rather
скипнул пару раз.
impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create two separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Ну, прям отвратительный человек.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Стены против эпидемии.
Not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
Он совсем куку?
I've heard enough. It's time to...
В смысле пора продолжать?
At last. All right, do what you have to do.
Я не хочу продолжать.
I've been preparing such a long time for this.
О! Я убил
You
вас.
don't deserve
Ха-ха-ха, я
immortality, Mr. Dawson.
хотел его убить.
What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are
Я, конечно, пропустил там одну подсказку, но все равно.
Wait, you can't. I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
I would have lived forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
Все. Все. Сам виноват. Нечего было все это делать. Но злой ты человек, плохой ты человек. И ты очень плохо говорил. Так что сам привел к этому исходу, получается. Опа-на, все сейфы открыл. Вот я молодец. Концентрации густой крови. Чего? У меня же был образец, нет? Ой, извиняюсь, Аскалон. Клуб Аскалона. Я случайно убил вашего будущего собрата, получается. А где еще выход? Выходы где? Или только откуда вход? Я думал, у тебя особняк. Ой. Ну нет, ну я же не хочу перед ним отчитываться. И кто он такой, чтобы я перед ним отчитывался-то, а?
It's locked.
Ну, конечно, пока с ним не поговорю, нельзя выходить. Конечно. Давай поговорим.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
Такс. Ну, давайте будем с ними честны, он мне
I could not let
заслужил.
such a dangerous man become immortal. Not from my blood, not for you.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
О! Ах ты ж
Step
крыса.
away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and...
Защитить Пембургскую больницу ты. Ах вы крысы. Ой. Здрасте, а вы кто?
We meet again
Ah.
at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
Справедливо.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
Каких
What kind of
ответов?
answers
Ой,
did you give her?
I
извиняюсь.
knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Понял, принял. А что происходит?
You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
А ну.
No time.
I shall return to my den. Have you a
Wait.
message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Tell her I worry about her.
Do not, for she has had strength and wisdom for so much longer than you. Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
В смысле эти крысы собрались атаковать Пембургскую больницу? Они обычных горожан собираются убивать? Вы чё? Ой, здорово. Ты чё? Ой. Напугал ты. Оказывается, однако. Давай. Хи-хи-хи-хи-хи. Чё, думали, вы единственные, кто может вот это вот исполнить? Вы не единственная. Ну, я так понял, на нас будет вестись охота. Ой. Так, вниз. Та-та-та-та-та. Опа-на. Вниз, налево. Ну, как вниз? Сюда и налево. Ну, по факту, мне бы сейчас картечей купить. Много-много-много картечей. Отсюда налево. Да. А потом направо. Вот сюда. Давайте, давайте. И кто нас тут встречает? Какой из вампиров? Ой. Здорово. Эх, ты чё? А ну-ка дай мне своей крови. И да, я бы хотел поменять дробовик на пистолет. Чуть-чуть. Что тебе? Что? Давай, яростью. А, я хочу кадр ярости увидеть. Ты чё? Дай мне кровушку. Воу. Вот это мощные враги появились. Вот это мне нравится. Вот это хорошо. Ой. Ты чё? В смысле? Давай, все, подыхай. Ха-ха. Дайте мне меч его. Я хочу его меч. Молодой икон. Дай мне кровушку. Я восполню за счет тебя кровушку себе. Много-много кровушка восполню себе. Давай, все. Труп получается. Давай, другой молодой икон. О. О, главу. Вы чё? А ну-ка. Чё вы тут устроили? Не стыдно? Взорвалась. Дай мне крошку. Прыгать нельзя. А где этот последний труп? О, все. Так, с налево и направо, вот. Я тебя не знаю и знать не хочу. Опять. О. Ты чё? В смысле? Что? Что? Хе-хе-хе. Давай, лорд. Давай мне кровушка. Не, ты не выживешь. Ой. Давай, ярость. Я же говорил, что ты не выживешь. Эй, идиоты! Кто тут еще есть?
Are the vampire hunters here already?
А я могу как-то создать? Патронов никак не создам, да? А жаль. Такс. Патронов никак, а и этого никак. И что мне делать? И как мне быть? Патрон только восстановить могу вот эти. Спать? Ну, не время для спать. Пошли вниз. Вы серьезно? Вы нашли время для сигналов? Иди к черту.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice.
Где потрошки? О, спасибо. Спасибо. Дробовик Милтон. А зачем мне твой дробовик, Милтон? Признавайся. Давай. На второй этаж. Быстренько.
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar?
Ну да, что они сделали с
Looks like
Эдгаром?
he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Угу. На второй этаж, получается. А, на третий. Лифт? Серьезно? А ну, что это за место? И с кем я тут буду драться? А, охотники? Ладно.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for one.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No, I'm trying to put an end to it, just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true.
Я не хочу тебя
Do you know
убивать.
what this is, beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
Ну, и...
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. I know! It hurts, doesn't it?
В смысле? Давай, микрошка. Ладно, сам напросился. Давай яростью. Он сам напросился. Я ничего не хотел с ним сделать. Заметьте.
Come on, Reed. Try something else.
И какие фокусы теперь?
Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
В смысле? О, я горю. Давай. Давай, давай. Опа-на, опа-на.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect.
Давай. А может мне дробовика поставить себе? Ну давай. Такс, можно мне дробовик, пожалуйста? Спасибо. Дай мне крошка. Бенч. Хи-хи-хи-хи. Давай. Яростью. Нет, нельзя так. Нельзя так, я говорю. Все, доволен?
We are the guardian of justice. Prewin shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
Я согласен. Но мы могли бы сотрудничать.
But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Prewin. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
Ты только посмей меня предать.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
Давай, удачи, охотник. О. И где Свонси-то? Где он, наш дружочек Свонси? Он, так как у нас Эдгар Свонси слишком далеко от нас, а мы сегодня уже достаточно доигрались, грубо говоря, предлагаю на этом пока что сделать все, а на следующей серии пойти спасти Свонси. Ну, мы сегодня прям молодцы. Испоганили все отношения с этими... Аскалоном. Сделали для нас все гораздо хуже, но интереснее, потому что у нас будет приколюха в виде очень много драк против врагов, которых мы не можем победить нормально. И сложные боевки будут. Нас ожидают очень много интересное. А на этом, дамы и господа, всем спасибо за внимание. Спасибо за просмотр. Пишите лайки, ставьте комментарии, подписывайтесь на канал. И всем пока-пока, народ.